We're Mel Paul, and this is home. I know you all love yourselves your weekly dose of Paul hunched over a problem with tools in hand, but for this round, you're with me. I'm going to show you what I get up to as I float solo at the marina when Paul's away at work. Subscribe to the channel and join us for our version of boat life.
Like pillows and pavement, like an accident once meant. Is it when you are away? Keep wishing that you stay. We're like two different species, still the same. We're like Jacqueline Hyde.
Just kidding, let's get the show on the road. Good morning, little guy. Welcome. Sitting up house, I see. It's been raining all morning, pouring down actually, and suddenly the sun has come out. So basically I'll take you through my little morning routine. This space behind me, you obviously know, is usually where we have our table set up, but when Paul's not around, I use it for all my bits and pieces, taking pictures of the shirts that I make. This space actually transforms into quite the area for getting a lot of stuff done. Small space living, not that limiting actually. The other thing I love to use it for is a spot of morning yoga. No need for you to be subjected to my amateur hour of stretching. Check in with you later.
I can't shake this.
Time to get some work done, and as much as I love keeping this area open for, you know, the odd solo dance party, you never know when you might be in the mood. It's necessary to transform it back into its original dinette shape so I can get all my work done. The problem, however, with putting this table back is that it is super heavy, and I think we've told you before about our plans for renovating the inside of this boat. When the day comes that we have to let this table go, it is not going to be a sad one.
We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, motor. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know.
One day when we have a nice kitchen bar, it'll be a permanent desk slash eating slash work area, and I can't wait.
Honestly don't. I should be the
While Paul is at work, which I like to imagine looks something a little bit like this, I have my fair share of tasks to keep me busy. If I'm not sewing and doing my reworked shirts and designing those, I am editing videos in order to sell those on Instagram, editing these videos, and I'm also in the process of uploading our latest Patreon update. Currently, the platform for us is just a way to upload a monthly update, let you know what's going on behind the scenes and what we're thinking for the future and plans that are happening in the background of all of this. If you'd like to be privy to that information, then head on over to Patreon and sign up. We also have some plans in the making. I am currently working on a website for us that'll house obviously sales for my upcycled fashion, and we are working on a line of merchandise. You didn't think it was going to be long before I brought fashion into this little shindig, did you? Obviously, when that all comes together, our patrons will get first dibs and special perks. If, however, Patreon is not for you, then just hang around here, everything stays the same, and do make sure to click that subscribe button for us. It goes a really long way and helps our channel grow, and it's free.
I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
always time for a coffee break. I generally during the day like to make a big old pot of coffee. This one we actually got from our neighbour down the way, Mark and Sherry. I don't know if you still watch, but if you are, thank you. I love this thing. I use it all the time. It's huge. It's like a 12 cupper, Le Cafetiere, however you say it. I love making a large one. I have the first one hot, and then I use the rest just topped up with almond milk for a bit of an iced coffee. Well, I say iced coffee, a cold coffee. Cold almond milk from the fridge, because have you seen the size of our freezer? The joy of cooking for one also means that I always have leftovers, so lunches are super easy. I've got last night's pizza. Heating that up, we'll top with some avocado. I mean, are we calling this a legit avocado? I feel like ripen at home, affordable, but there's always a dud. Seriously, this is like the size of a grandilla. Just come in off the jetty, and in the usual greetings of the neighbours, got myself a little Halloween treat. I wasn't going to do anything for Halloween. Paul and I, or even our families back home, it's not really a big deal in South Africa. Maybe for some people, but definitely more of a deal here. But seeing as I got given this now, I guess tomorrow, perhaps I shall carve myself a pumpkin. Even though every day it's getting cooler, and the light dips much earlier than we'd like. Whatever the time the sun sets around here, it's always beautiful to watch. It has been raining all morning. It's about 12:30 and finally the skies have cleared and it is so bright and the most beautiful blue sky day. Very lucky I'm going to get to enjoy it. I'm going out to help a friend take some photos for her blog, and it's just made me think. I know, like I said, that you're all here for this and maybe a little bit of this, but it never ceases to amaze me that no matter what walk of life you're from or you're in, you just never know who you're going to meet on boats. And I never ever thought I would make a fashion friend in this community. But just down the road at Charlotte Marina, albeit on a beautiful wide beam fancy schmancy boat goals in fact, is a friend that gets the vibe, and that is a huge relief.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming.
I've had a glorious day out, but I'm coming home to a cold boat, and that can only mean one thing: time to light the fire. I do love these early winter evenings and prepping the boat for night time. Putting all the little lights on, some ambiance is always good. Not so good is that I've been putting off chopping up some wood. These came with the boat, this little wonky axe we found underneath where the water tank is, just behind you there. As much as it looks like it is about to fall apart, it keeps going and does the job pretty good.
Golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing.
Rained all day, but has cleared up quite nicely. Still super windy, but blue skies. Feels like that's the theme for the weather these days. Shower down in the morning and then tease us with a beautiful afternoon and shake up our plans. Plans for me today, however, are few, other than carving up my Halloween pumpkin, which I'll begin shortly. I'm heading out to loosen the ropes. With a lot of rain comes the need to check up on our side line here, sometimes it gets a bit high. It's tied to the middle of the roof, and when there's not a good enough gap, I always have the fears that overnight the water could rise and the boat will start to tip. Done a quick Google, tools at the ready, let's carve ourselves a pumpkin. My first ever pumpkin. This is the problem with YouTube. The guys on the video that I watched, his top magically just popped off. I've cut all the way around, but now... how on earth do you get this thing out? Presto. I'll have to dry these out and make my own pumpkin seeds. The filling is all out. Be warned, if you too haven't ever done this before, that takes some time and some commitment. I'm just going to draw on my design. I don't know, which angle are you thinking? He's a bit wonky. I don't know which should be his face. Let's see what the top looks like. While I do this, I'll give you a fun fact in that, like I said, we don't really celebrate Halloween, and I am terrified of the dark and never watch horror films because they scare me too. So I'm quite a ninny when it comes to these things. I thought it would grow out of me as I became an adult, but sadly no, I am still terrified. So you won't catch me out and about looking for some thrills in the darkness or watching horror films or anything of that sort. The candy side of things though, like receiving it for free, that's something I can get on board with. As much as Paul and I love making YouTube videos, we also love to watch them. On any given Sunday evening, you'll find us catching up on the latest from our favourite channels. I'm super into Eamon and Beck and find their travels and their relationship super inspiring.
Because today, nearly 2 years later, we are returning to our
And when Paul and I feel like a laugh, we are all about hanging out with Craig and Amy from Kinging It.
What is happening, guys? We're Craig and Amy, and you are watching Kinging It.
What's happening, lads? If you've been watching this series, then you'll know that we're trying to run custard.
Anything that inspires us really to think big. We're here for it. We also enjoy these two from Top Jaw, eating their way through the best restaurants out there. We'll link these all below if you don't know them already. On the topic of food, for dinner tonight, I've got all the leftovers. This, half a butternut, some mini onions, and a bunch of tomatoes that I've just realised are kind of on their way out. I'm thinking roast all the veg, pop on some pasta, sprinkle over some feta, and dinner for one. How's work?
Yeah, not bad. Just relaxing in my room. Living the dream.
Are they having Any Halloween parties there downstairs keeping you awake in the pub?
Oh, there's a hell of a lot of kids running. Around all that.
Ah,
Can't
trick.
hear the music thing.
Is there? No.
Last night out as well.
Oh my word.
That's me. Got my...
Hey! All the treats, eh?
Oh, I've got loads. My treat cabinet's looking healthy.
Thanks for keeping me company over the weekend. While it can be lonely with Paul away, I just think back to all the good stuff and remember that this is just one part of our story. If you too feel like you're sometimes drifting off on a tangent while trying to reach your dreams, we're in the same boat. And I guess it's all about the journey anyways.